This is a Monty moment. I'm Johnny Montalbano. It's the final week in September and the final week of the Major League Baseball regular season. And as a Yankee fan, I just can say thank goodness to that. But as a Major League Baseball fan, I'd say bring it on. And, we enter this final week of the season. We've got some teams that have clinched, some teams that have clinched division, some teams that have clinched postseason berths. But we still have a lot of uncertainty as we enter this final week. We have the Braves, the Dodgers, and the Twins all clinching their divisions, respectively. We've got the Orioles, the Rays, and the Brewers clinching playoff berths. But after that, there's still a lot to be decided about in this final week of the regular season. And we don't have a winner yet in the American League East. The Orioles right now lead the Rays by 2.5 games entering this week. And that's important because the winner will be the number one seed in the American League, while the runner-up will be the top wild card spot. And, we all know about the wild card, how that's a 3-game series and anything is certainly possible. But that's still up for grabs. But I'll tell you, when we enter this final week, this is going to be the one thing I'm going to be focused on, and this is the American League West. You've got the Rangers, who have a 2.5-game lead over the Astros in the West, a 3-game lead over the Mariners. But this division is still far from settled because the Mariners are playing 3 games against the Astros and 4 games against the Rangers this week. So a lot still to be decided. You have the Astros, who are kind of limping down the stretch after being swept by the Royals of all teams over the weekend. And in terms of the NL wildcard spots, the Diamondbacks, the Cubs, and the Marlins are all within a game and a half of each other for the final 2 NL wildcard spots is what I'm trying to say, starting this week as well. So we got plenty of spots up for grabs. But also, I'll tell you right now, when you look at everything that I just was talking about, there's one thing that also does stick out. The playoff picture is also notable because of who's not in it. The Padres, who made a lot of moves, have spent a lot of money in the last 2 years, they're out. The Yankees got eliminated for the first time since 2016. The Mets, after all the money they spent this offseason, they're not going to be in the picture. And neither are the St. Louis Cardinals. In fact, the Cardinals, there was a number out there. They have the most losses, 85-plus losses for the first time since 1999, a model of consistency there in St. Louis. But those were all playoff teams in 2022, and they were expected to be contenders in 2023, and they have all had disappointing years this year. The Angels, we thought that this was going to be they're finally going to get it going, and it looked like it for a while, but a dismal August. Also, losing Shohei Ohtani for the season and maybe forever. They may not bring him back. Mike Trout looked like he was having a dynamite year, then he got hurt again. So that's something to say for the offseason with how those teams are going to rebound, especially with my Yankees. Is Aaron Boone going to come back? Is Brian Cashman going to come back? I think they both will. We'll touch on that in the offseason. But so they're not in it. So also magic numbers also think starting this week, the Brewers' magic number to clinch the NL Central is 1. The Phillies' magic number to clinch a playoff berth, 1. The Orioles' magic number to clinch the AL East is 4. The Rangers' magic number to clinch the AL West is 5. So we sit here right now through this final week of the baseball season with a lot of uncertainties. And you know what? As a fan, it's a lot. That's fun. It's going to be stressful, but you know what? We will see. And sometimes in baseball, you just need to get in, and then anything's possible. The Astros are reminding me a lot of the 2000 Yankees right now because of how much they're fading down the stretch here. We saw the Yankees, if you remember that year when they won their 3rd straight title in 2000, they struggled down the stretch, but they ended up not only making it to the World Series, but winning it for a 3rd straight year. I got to tell you, though, when you look at this, just as a quick glance here, it's very hard for me to see anybody outside of the Braves now getting out of the National League. Now, I say that, and the Braves are dealing with some injuries to their rotation. Max Fried, Charlie Morton, possibly going to miss the entire division series with their injuries. I mean, but they've got such a loaded lineup. But if a team gets hot at the right time and their pitching does the job, then that could get it too. I look for the Phillies to be that one team that if they do get in could maybe very quietly make a deep run like they did last year. But we sit here right now, and there's still a lot of uncertainties. If you want to look at some stat races this week to watch, Corey Seager enters it with a 5-point lead over Yandy Diaz for the AL batting title. In the strikeouts department, Kevin Gausman and Pablo Lopez are within 4 strikeouts of each other, with both of them expected to make at least one more start. And the AL ERA leaders, Garrett Cole, Sonny Gray, separated by .05, as Garrett Cole looks to try and get a Cy Young award and maybe at least get an individual award for the Yankees this year. Some feats, some milestones, and some records to look at for this season in this final week. Can Freddie Freeman hit the 60 doubles plateau? He's got 57 doubles entering on Monday, and he's trying to become just the 7th player in history and the first since 1936 to record a 60 double season. We got Spencer Strider of the Braves trying to set the modern day era single season strikeout record with 200, and the Braves won with 276. He's up to 274. And Mookie Betts trying to become the single season leadoff home run record. He's got 12 leadoff homers this season, the record set by Alfonso Soriano back in 2003. And his 48 dingers is tied with Ian Kinsler for the 5th most in baseball history. Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals trying to become the 4th member of the 30-homer, 50 stolen base club. Ronald Acuna Jr. trying to set the Braves single-season hits record. The Braves as a team trying to set the all-time single-season home run record. They enter Monday at 299, trying to reach 307, which was held by the 2019 Twins. And the Orioles also, as not only trying to clinch the AL East, but trying to get their first 100-win season since 1980. They enter this. They need 3 more victories. They're at 97 starting this week. So you've got division races, you've got pennant races, you've got wild card races, and you've got some individual feats to look at this season. I'll tell you right now, if you're just a baseball fan, sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Look, as a Yankee fan, that's really all you have to look at this year because it's been a very disappointing year. But nevertheless, this is going to be a fun postseason, a fun last week, and a fun postseason, which we will preview in a future Monty moment coming up. But speaking of the Monty moment, we've got a lot to look at this week. Obviously, baseball today coming up on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We've got a lot of college football to talk about. Coming off of a crazy week 4, which we will look at. We will preview week 5. We'll look at the top 25. We'll look at some key matchups coming up in week number 5 of the college football season. On Thursday, the NFL gets back in action with week 4. Yes, week 4 ready, featuring the 2-1 Lions and the 2-1 Green Bay Packers. So a big one there in the NFC North. And then before you know it, we'll be back again at Friday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific for week 4 of Football Friday. So another big week for you here on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network. For more, like us on Facebook and X at GameOnETB. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Montalbano NY. You can also check us out on our Instagram at GameOn_ETB. You can also check us out at youtube.com/ETB Network. We're over 550 subscribers and we keep growing. If you like our Monty Moments and all of our content, leave us a like. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button. And, of course, have your notifications set so you know when all of our content is going to be coming out, not only the Monty Moments and Football Friday, but all of our shows here on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network. You can also check us out at etbpodcast.com for great blog posts from all of our contributors, your fantasy angles, and your baseball, obviously, football, whatever you want, we have it there. And if you can't watch us on YouTube, you can listen to us on the go. Wherever you get your favorite podcasts, you can check us out there if you are on the go. So a lot to look at with baseball, a lot to look at with sports this upcoming week. I'll see you throughout the week. This has been a Monty Moment, and I'm Johnny Montalbano.